Welcome back to Chaos Corner. It's your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy, and I tell it like it is. Here for another retro review flashback. We're going back to the future to review and break down WrestleMania 2. Now, why WrestleMania 2? I just got finished doing WrestleMania 7 from 1991. We flash back to April 7th, 1986, live to tape here at Chaos Corner. The reason why is in less than a week, this is WrestleMania week, so I'm going to try to pump out as much WrestleMania content as I can. So we're going to cover some news and notes before we get into the actual matches here. 3 different locations. It wasn't the best of WrestleMania. Certainly couldn't hold up to the next one in WrestleMania 3. But here are the big bouts. They were in New York and Long Island, Chicago, and Los Angeles. Vince McMahon is in the ring right now. WrestleMania 2. Retro Review. Chaos Corner. And we have to listen to Ray Charles as he sings America the Beautiful. In 91 at WrestleMania 7, it was Willie Nelson. Now it's Ray Charles. And then we'll break down some news and notes. Thanks for being here. Follow me on all social media platforms. And I pay homage to the 2022 New York Mets. No one else does what I do here. Unscripted, unique, one man, raw. This is reality TV. This is the Guardian of Chaos. Let's listen to Ray Charles. Hopefully there's no copyrights, no shadow bans, or nothing like this. I'm not showing anything. I'll talk a little bit during this, but this is beautiful. Trying times back in 86 as well as we are here in 2022 as they show a montage and video of our military and Iwo Jima and World War I and World War II and everything that was going on and what we've gone through the history. But I'm here to provide you with a distraction, stress relief, independent critical thinking, entertainment, and what I do and the passion that I do it in the retro reviews are unbelievable. We're having a great time with these. Again, I'll put this up as a premiere. Comment, like, subscribe. Follow me on every social media platform because this is what I do in the IWC, baby. Coming to you from the lounge in Chaos Corner. America, America, showing the Beltway, the Bible Belt, the Heartland, the East Coast, the West Coast, the North, the South, all over this once great nation, and we'll come back again. Have faith, not fear. Our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, is coming back. Don't be caught dead without him. His Majesty above the fruited plains. I know, I get it. Showing the Liberty Bell, we certainly could use that now, right? Now, 4 matches on all 3 locations, showing the Statue of Liberty in Old Glory. Let's hope we bounce back, America, to what we once were. 3 locations, and there's Mount Rushmore. 3 locations, 4 matches in each location for a total of 12 matches. George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy, our founding fathers here on WrestleMania 2, April 7th, 1986. Martin Luther King. He shed his grace on thee. Yeah, Ray, get down with your bad self, Ray Charles. Singing brotherhood from sea to shining sea. And there's the bald eagle, the sign of America, liberty and freedom. Let's bring it back. Let's roll, baby. Independent critical thinking, like-minded people, faith, morals, values, convictions. What an opening to WrestleMania 2. Again, it wasn't the greatest of cars, but this was the beginning. It made fans go crazy. They came up with the concept that wasn't as successful as they thought. The total combined attendance, all three venues, I believe, was a little over 40,000. Nassau Coliseum in Long Island, Rosemont Horizon in Chicago, and the LA Arena. I believe I was 22 years old at the time, April 7th, 1986. Live to tape, Chaos Corner Retro Review, WrestleMania 2, Mean Gene Okerlund. I'm going to break down the big bouts here, and we'll come back and we'll cover after this opening monologue of what we're going to do here. The main event in Uniondale and Long Island was the boxing match between Mr. T and Roddy Piper, and the real-life heat that we discovered they had. In Chicago, it was the dream team of Beefcake and Greg the Hammer Valentine against the British Bulldogs, Davey Boy and Dynamite, for the WWF Tag Team titles. And in Los Angeles, it was Hulk Hogan and King Kong Bundy in a steel cage match for the WWF title. The announcers at all three locations, the broadcasters in the booth with the GOC. In New York, it was Vince McMahon and Susan St. James. In Chicago, it was Gorilla Monsoon and Mean Gene along with Kathy Lee. And in L.A., what a tandem. It was Jesse the Body Ventura, Lord Alfred Hayes, and Elvira. No, not the Oak Ridge Boys. Elvira, as they're interviewing Roddy Piper right now with Cowboy Bob Orton, Ace Orton. And the real-life heat, we'll talk about that. Also, another big storyline here in WrestleMania 2 was the whole controversy between the Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth and George the Animal Steele, that storyline. All the stars were out, as familiar with the first bunch of WrestleManias, and then the history throughout WrestleMania, up to WrestleMania 38 this weekend for the WWE. 38, I'm here at WrestleMania 2, and I'm going to cover as much as I can. Lou Duva was there too, and Smoking Joe Frazier at WrestleMania 2. Talk about history in the making. I'm going to cover a lot of the WrestleManias in short segments and certain matches and see what I could put up there leading into WrestleMania 38. Ray Charles, as we just heard, Cab Calloway, G. Gordon Liddy, Joan Rivers, Ozzy Osbourne, Robert Conrad, the great Tommy Lasorda, Ricky Schroeder, Daryl Dawkins, Smokin' Joe Frazier, Lou Duva, as I just said, Too Tall Ed, Too Tall Jones, Bill Fralick, Ernie Holmes, the Refrigerator Perry, Clara, where's the beef? All the stars. And the tagline was, and how apropos here in 2020, as they're announcing Mr. Fuji and the Magnificent Morocco against Pretty Paul Orndorff. WrestleMania 2, this is what opened up. The Fink is in the ring as the announcer. It's Morocco and Orndorff to open up WrestleMania 2. Again, as I said, the tagline, what the world has come to, and I could say that in 2022, it seems to be the storyline throughout prophecy, throughout the Bible, throughout history, throughout anything that you want to talk about. You can see it as I cover this in the parallel to society and pro wrestling and sports entertainment. More news and notes coming out of WrestleMania 2, the Retro Review. In New York, again, they start off at, I say New York, but it's Long Island, Uniondale. Orndorff and Morocco start off with Fuji. Savage and Steele. Jake the Snake and George Wells. And Mr. T with Joe Frazier and Roddy Piper with Orton and Duva. That's the New York card. In Chicago, it was Moolah and Velvet McIntyre for the ladies' title. Corporal Kirshner and Nikolai Volkov with Freddie Blassie in a flag match. Andre the Giant, Bruno Sammartino, Pedro Morales, the Iron Sheik, Big John Studd, the Anvil, all the NFL players from Bill Fralick to Russ Francis and everyone in between, Jimbo Covert, as we had the NFL versus the WWF in the Battle Royal with Andre the Giant, who at this point was just starting to show how he was starting to fail health-wise. Beautiful collar and elbow here by Morocco and Orton. Big step over, and Morocco with a big body slam on Orndorff. Orndorff kicks up on Morocco, and Orndorff for himself with a big body slam. Look at these two physical specimens. Talk about a hoss fight, whatever you want to say. Irresistible force meets the immovable object with Mr. Fuji. I loved Fuji Vice with Morocco and Fuji. I really did. What a match to open up. Two legends, Orndorff and Morocco at WrestleMania 2. Again, on to my notes. and what the other matches were in Chicago. The Bulldogs and the Dream Team for the WWF Tag Team titles. The Bulldogs were with Captain Lou and Ozzy Osbourne, and the Dream Team with Johnny Valiant. Big back body drop by Orndorff on Morocco. Nice arm drag by Orndorff. Drop toe hold by Orndorff into an arm bar. Nice technical moves. You can hear Vince McMahon is broadcasting in the background with Susan St. James. All the celebrities in WrestleMania over the years. Think about it. We go to L.A. now in the 4 matches that were there. Steamboat and Hercules Hernandez in L.A. Adrian Adonis with Jimmy Hart against Uncle Elmer. Terry Funk and Hoss Funk, a.k.a. Dory Funk, with Jimmy Hart against Tito Santana and the JYD. And, of course, the main event of WrestleMania 2 in a steel cage. King Kong Bundy with the Brain, Heenan, against Hulk Hogan for the WWF title in the steel cage. And we'll talk about my history with certain guys that I was able to work with, whether it was King Kong Bundy, Terry Funk, different guys that I had a chance to work with and be in the same locker room with. Bret Hart, the Fabulous Moolah. I mean, the list goes on and on. Jake the Snake Roberts, all the guys that I've had different interactions with and were able to work with all the way back to here. It's unbelievable. Captain Lou Albano, it goes on and on. But those are the news and notes. This is what you get here. My 50 years experience as a fan, my over 3 decades as a pro wrestling manager. No one else does the unique live-to-tape watch-alongs that I do up to YouTube. Over 1,000 videos, constant content, pushing it out there. Let's grow this channel. Again, I say it all the time. Follow me on all these different social media platforms at Big Daddy GOC on Twitter. And the GOC stands for the Guardian of Chaos. Of course, here on YouTube, the Guardian of Chaos on YouTube. Instagram, it's the Guardian of Chaos. On Facebook, it's Jay Brony. That's right, Jay Brony and Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian. Also, Rumble, Gab, Truth Matters, Parlor, all the different. I do it for the IWC, for branding, for promoting, for my product, for sports entertainment. It's what I bring to you. No Patreon, no asking for anything, no Venmo, no PayPal, none of the above. I don't need it. I do this for me to give to you because I enjoy it and I have fun. And you could see I could talk and have my own show, own platform on anywhere, on any station across this globe. This is what I do. We're going through some trying times right now. I'm here to relieve it to you. Morocco and Orndorff going back and forth here on WrestleMania 2. Both men over the top rope, out to the canvas, out to the ring apron, out to the floor. WrestleMania 2, Morocco and Orndorff opening up here from the Uniondale Coliseum in Nassau. I'm going to come back on different segments and bring you the matches and definitely cover the main event ones and the big storylines. Not every match, as I did on the last retro reviews. Double disqualification. There's the bell. Both guys are brawling outside the ring. Orndorff from Morocco. Listen to the fans. Orndorff has a chair. Fuji, it looks like Morocco has Fuji's cane. I loved Fuji Vice. Did I say I loved Fuji Vice? Orndorff is back in the ring. He's got the chair. It looks like a double DQ. Here's Finkel with the decision. Retro Review. GOC. Chaos Corner. Live to tape. Other news and notes that I have. Here's the official word. Come on. Referee's telling them. Double DQ here to open up WrestleMania 2. Retro Review. Look at the crowd. Morocco going through the crowd with Fuji. Surrounded by the law enforcement. We don't need the announcement. It was a double disqualification. Orndorff was in great shape. Morocco was huge. Double bicep by Orndorff. Susan St. James. Vince McMahon. Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Underrated as a broadcaster. Right? Underrated as a color commentator. Play-by-play. They're showing the review here. But other matches that were on there and different participants, I think I covered it all for the different locations. And I gave you the news and notes that came out of WrestleMania 2 in 1986. And we're in 2022. All right, fans, stay with me. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to put this on a premiere, and I'm going to come back and cover these matches. Confusion? I'm as confused as a baby at Hooters. Come on, Finkel. Mr. T in the locker room. What do we have here? Commercial. Don't go anywhere. Come on back. I got plenty of content. GOC. I'll say that to say this. I tell it like it is.